Dee-dee-dee.
Evening.
Hello.
Well, I beat XCOM 2 today. The good news, your character lived to see the end.
Nice.
Hello.
Hola.
So, yeah, Shargle, what happened today?
Okay.
Was Megara
We
gaslit again?
no.
Okay.
Well, what?
Gaslit, like, you know how, like, everyone was telling her, oh yeah, the one girl ran away because she didn't like you and all that.
Yeah.
I don't think I was there for that story.
Yeah. Basically, Megara was the only one that tried to care for the little girl druid in our party, and everyone was trying to get Megara to basically let her go by saying like, oh, she said that she hated your muffins. She always threw them away and stepped on them, and
Jesus!
yeah.
Jesus! Evil!
Oh, this kid was kind of evil. But yeah, today we fought a group of Zolgalaths. They are basically they're troglodytes, but their name's actually Zolgalaths. And they had a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
That.
So Megara summoned a flame drake to fight it.
Yeah, this is kick ass.
But, you know, a flame drake versus a T-Rex is a higher level. So, it basically was like pretty much that turf war I showed you against Devil Joe and Rathlos.
Yeah. Yeah. Still, pretty kick ass.
And then Megara rode the T-Rex for a while.
Okay, so when you say road, I hope you mean you were just on her back, right?
Yes. Why? How else would?
Wait a moment.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
Oh, the kick-ass gutter! We got
Yeah.
blackjacks and
You're,
hookers.
you're a dirty, dirty boy, Bren.
But yeah, when I say rode, it was more she was standing on its back, trying to attack it while it was rampaging about.
Well, Gru is going to be running a
Yeah,
Shadowrun
saw.
game.
We saw the notice.
That's check. I'm guessing
Yeah.
you don't want to join?
I've got another game.
Fair enough. He's just looking for other guys, and yeah, I figured I'd post here just in case.
Yeah, I've got another game. Andrew would be at work, most likely.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go for a standard street, Sam. With guns. Lots of guns.
You're just
In
gonna
other
play.
words, it's gonna be the average American.
In other words, you're just gonna play the same character you play in every game.
I keep it simple, okay?
You are a man who knows
Shut
what he
up.
wants.
Yeah.
Shut up, you're making me feel bad. Anyway, I just wanted to say hi, get to know what the hell's going on with the many adventures of Megara. And I'm actually getting pretty tired. My sister's birthday is tomorrow, so yeah.
Fair enough.
We're gonna have an ice cream cake. Good night, y'all.
Good night. Ooh. You have a water catto.
Yee. Let's see, Alpha, I think I caught that last time? I figure, I went through the trouble of catching it, and I think Vaporeon is pretty neat. Even before the meme.
Big enough you could ride.
Unfortunately, I can't.
Yeah.
Like, that was one of the things that I thought was really heckin' cool with the whole, thing in, Let's Go Pikachu into Eevee. It's like, sure, not every Pokemon could be ridden, but at least you could Wanda?
How'd she get there?
That's my thought exactly. How? Like, did Sneasler give you a ride while I was busy? Oh my god. Alright. Liberty! At last! Oh, I knew you'd come find me. I got hit with a gust from Honchcrow that sent me tumbling right down the mountainside. Okay, well, that's... I mean, you're looking pretty good for that, but okay, that's an explanation at least. I can buy that. I couldn't climb back up, and I couldn't get down either, so I've been stuck. So, please get me back on track? Alright. You're always around to save me when I need it. If only you were in my Corps, Liberty, I'd be so much better off. Well, I'm always here to help. Really? It's such a relief to hear you say that. I'm so glad I can rely on you, Liberty. Though it's a little embarrassing, I guess, to admit to myself that I need to rely on you. Oh, you know what? I used to think that Sneasler was a mean Pokemon since it looked sly and unsavory, but it helped me out of a real tight spot, so I guess I must be good at heart after all.
God, now that just makes me think of that reaction video about the his mean girl Sneasler.
Yeah.
And you have an alpha bugger.
Yeah. Let's see if I can't. Yeah.
It annoys me that like they chose like a low frame rate kind of. I guess it kind of makes sense to show the wings like that because they do sort of move fast enough that they can look like they're just janky.
Yeah, with how they can, like... Because there is that thing how it's like, yeah, when you look at some, like, oh, when a wheel goes real fast, it can sometimes look like it's going backwards for a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the gal I helped find the thing. Nosepass is ever so helpful. I certainly can't thumb my nose at how much easier my work has become since you brought it to me, you dear. I'll admit, I didn't think I was ever going to see her again. I like that. Just having that... Yeah, sure, it's just having another NPC standing here after the quest, but it's neat to see that, yeah, your action has had a positive effect on things. See, what else can I do while I'm here? Iceland's...
Yeah. So my other friend group, the one that Fox is from, they're going absolutely batshit bananas at the moment because
Why
of
is that?
the newest chapter of One Piece. And one of
Mm-hmm.
them's even come to me like, "You need to read it now," and I'm like, so it actually convinced me to actually start reading the manga to catch up. Like I'm about, I guess, 50 chapters behind in terms of the manga. Because, like, you know, I went on a site that's like, okay, which anime episode correlates to which manga chapter, so I can just go from there. And it made me remember why I hate reading manga. It feels too chaotic and unfocused to me, and I know it's like, I know that's not really the case. Like, people say that, so yeah, you know, manga can have like really good panel layouts and whatnot, but I think it's just the black and white nature.
I think that can be something that kind of depends also on how well it gets utilized, just because, yeah, if you don't allow for enough differentiation... Oh, hi, Heracross. Go away. Because, yeah, like... I was just gonna say, because it's like, there's some cool things that can be done with black and white, but yeah, if you just don't make it readable, that doesn't help either.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't help that, like, it's like this huge, like, I think there's like 5,000, basically samurai and whatnot going up against, like, the army of, Kaido, one of the, pirate emperors. So it's like meant to be this big battle scene going on with just constant action every panel, basically.
Yeah. I remember someone who did a bit of a review of the first volumes of Trigun, and they mentioned how they found it strange that they were having a hard time figuring things out because they distinctly remember things going a certain way. And it turns out that, oh, they remembered it as that because it turns out they were actually remembering what they saw from the original anime, which really cleared up some sequences that were much more ambiguous with how they were laid out in manga form.
Yeah.
Because, like, that really is kind of the thing that when, like, yeah, when you go between a still series of images compared to a, you know, moving picture, you obviously have to make sure you're a lot more careful about how you're presenting the information. Because you can very easily just make a mess that no one understands. And I think it also doesn't help as well that it may also be an issue that you're trying to go through something that is meant to be read like a week at a time.
I mean, I've only read like 2 chapters at the moment.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I'm definitely one of those people that prefers anime over manga, just because it's like, I think the biggest selling point for anime and why I kind of never agree with people that would say like, oh yeah, the manga's better. It's like, the anime has so much more going for it to really hit like emotional beats or high energetic beats better than manga, because you know there's actual animation and music.
There is something to that. Like, I think that's also kind of one of those things that can also be like the difference between like enjoying a book versus enjoying a movie adaptation. Because there is something to having all of that stuff that fits around the plot and having it go at a fixed pace versus with something like a comic or with literature, you have to spend the time to fill in that information and derive the internal meaning without all of that stuff around it.
Yeah. And how from like one thing that Oda has started to do, and I think I think it did start around sort of the chapter mark where I am now, where he's no longer actually like drawing and choreographing the fight scenes. He will basically like have the fight initiation and then the fight end, but none of the actual fight in between or whatever. Just so that way he can get it done, like get chapters done faster. So that way the anime doesn't catch up, and then it allows the anime team to then really flesh out the fight scenes.
Hmm. Yeah, for me, it's like I can't really say I find one to really be superior over the other. I mean, I'd certainly say anime is nice in the sense of that, you know, accessibility and that, oh yeah, I can just watch it. And there's the advantages you've mentioned of like, yeah, with how it is a multimedia, it has the sound and all that certain timing that goes with it. At the same time, I know I've found it hard to just constantly try to keep a watch on an anime because it's like, okay, if I want to watch an episode of an anime, that's usually means I'm gonna have to like, okay, I need to dedicate like a 22 to a half hour block to watching a single episode, which I know doesn't seem like that big of a deal when it's like, okay, I could just do this instead of watching some YouTube videos. But on the other hand, it's like, it's very easy to just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna watch a YouTube video or two or whatever.
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, there's things where it's like, it should be easier to just like grab a manga and start reading that, though I think the issue for that is it's either, okay, either I need to find the thing to look up on my tablet and read it like that, or I can try to be a good boy and actually read the many volumes that I have acquired over time and told myself that I would read. But usually that means like, okay, I gotta sit down, get some decent lighting going, and it's like, usually when I'm in the mood to do that, it's either kind of too dark to do that, and I don't have a good lighting arrangement. I guess the big deal really is trying to just come to the grips of like, I need to like make myself a good space in which to consume media.
Yeah. But yeah, I do want to get into like actually reading manga, because there are some manga series that I want to read because like they've got pretty bad anime adaptations,
Yeah.
such as Negima.
Yeah, and of course there's always the unfortunate thing that when it comes to so many anime adaptations, they're really just advertisements for the manga.
Yeah. It's like freaking Hunter x Hunter. It's like apparently like, you know, the current arc, I think it's like the Dark Island or the Dark Continent arc, that's it, yeah. And it could be years before that gets adapted to anime.
Oh yeah.
Just because of how much is it Togarashi always taking hiatus. Like, I think the joke is that the HXH means hiatus.
Man, how do I fit so much shit in my inventory? That's some... Improve your HP...
Ah, it's Togashi. That's it, not Togarashi.
Yeah. And at least with that, that's nice in the sense of, like, it's stuff that is there and, is available in an English format, because, man, it sucks when it's like, oh yeah, there's a really cool property, but it doesn't have a comprehensible thing, or if it is, it's like, either it's badly translated, or it's like, there's like the frickin' things where like, I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I find myself thinking of how it's like there's been so many freaking things where it's like, okay, yeah, you get the tip of an iceberg with an English translation of something, but then like there winds up being all this side media that's supposed to be really cool and all that, but you can't, you know, get it because it's freaking not in a thing you can understand.
I know another series that I really want to get into, and this is similar in the whole mangaverse anime thing, but in a slightly different way. And I definitely don't want to read the way that consume it the way that everyone says you should do it. And that is Fate. I don't want to play a visual novel.
I mean, thankfully, from what I understand, like really you can just start anywhere with Fate, but it's like, yeah, like I remember hearing the thing of like, it's like, oh yeah, if you really want to get into a good start on Fate, you need to start with a visual novel. It's like, no, ain't nobody got time for that. And I say that even though I'm planning to, at some point, it is my intention to finally embrace the frickin' degeneracy in myself and start playing those stupid fucking Sakura games.
Yeah.
It's in fact one of those things I'm hoping to do with Conrad one of these days.
Yeah, and I still need to, and I intend to do it. Play the VN that you got me like 2 years ago, or whatever.
Was it Trap Shrine?
Yes.
Okay. Because what a coincidence. I know I could just finally convince Conrad to finish that out. Apparently it's decent. Though I guess trying to install the H patch was apparently kind of not the best experience, but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it was Fox that I was talking to, where it literally had the frickin' trash taste frickin' experience where made a joke about made a joke about Saber, and he's like, okay, do you mean Saber the character or Saber the class?
Is there a difference?
He then went on to explain the differences.
Uh,
And I think then he was always like, there's also Arceus, which is technically Saber. A different, or Artorio, or whatever. I'm just like, man, Fate sounds so messed up.
yeah. And it's like, I'm sure it is just the bee's knees once you get into it, but it's like, wow, that's one of those things where it's like, you see and hear it at first, and it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, it makes you think about how, if I was just someone for whom it's like, okay, listen, Andrew from an alternate universe, let me tell you about this thing called Pokemon. Oh, where do I start? Well, I mean, if you really want to get the true experience, you gotta start with Gen 1 first, so you want to get a copy of Red or Blue. Oh, I'll just get one of those then. You don't want to play Red and Blue, they're glitchy pieces of crap. Oh!
How about Fire Red and Leaf Green? Well, yeah, that's also good, except, it's, if you really want the quality of life experience, then I would suggest Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. But then you don't get the true the true catching experience.
Ugh.
And yeah, freaking I've also had an experience like that when talking to someone about Kingdom Hearts, and like they're like, oh yeah, like all I know is there's the villain and his name's like Xehanort. I'm like, which one? Xehanort. Yeah, is it Ansem Xehanort? Xehanort. There's like 3 different Xehanorts, and then people start to become Xehanort, which is otherwise known as being Zorded or Norded. I can't remember what the terminology is.
Ugh.
Yeah, Norded.
Oh yeah, I remember that because of just like, I remember the frickin' ProZ video that mentioned Norded.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't think that's an actual word.
It's like, yeah, and you use the Keyblade. Yes, and there's also a Keyblade called the Keyblade. So it's the Keyblade.
Alright, yeah, because it's like after like the Greek letter key, Kai, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, have you played Final Fantasy VII Remake yet?
I have not. My plan is that if anything, if I'm going to play Final Fantasy VII, maybe I'll play the remake at some point, but first I want to play through the original one.
Fair enough, yeah.
Because it's like, I know that there's like, it's a Final Fantasy VII for a modern era and all that, and it's got, you know, better combat system and enhanced music and all that. But it's like, it's one of those things where I feel like if I want to enjoy Final Fantasy VII, it's in the form of like what made it a you know, such an RPG icon.
Yeah. Oh, maybe you could do that on stream.
Yeah. Amidst the myriad other RPGs I want to play and do on this thing, but like, man, like, I gotta admit I do like that for this stream. It gives me an excuse to finally play some of these games.
Yeah.
And thankfully, it would be pretty easy to pull off too. I got a freaking PS1 Mini that has 7 on it, so that would be pretty easy to pull off.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently Strangers of Paradise is it is a great game in terms of gameplay, but it's a complete mess everything else.
Yeah, I'll admit I wasn't entirely sure about the gameplay, but considering it's like by Team Ninja and all that, I'm willing to believe that's possible. But it's like, considering what I saw of the game when it was first revealed and all that, it's like, oh, this has the feel of some like 15-year-old's edgy fanfic.
Yeah, it also doesn't help that the main character's name is Jack. Like, that is the most bog standard name that, it's like, it doesn't even sound like a hero. Like a Final Fantasy hero.
Yeah, it is. I'm trying to think of like, okay, is there a comparably standard? Oh, jeez, you saw me. I'm out. I'm out. Because it's like Vix and Wedge are not exactly typical names. Yeah.
Maybe the closest I could think of might be Bart, but that's just it's made different enough by having the Z on the end.
Yeah. And you gotta remember in the original translation, it's something like Buttes or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Rena's kind of a typical name. I guess that's not exactly something I expect to encounter that often in terms of names.
Yeah. Have you come across the opening scene?
The opening scene of FF7?
Of Stranger of Paradise.
No, all I've really seen is the trailer.
Okay, so basically it opens up with the main character Jack with this magic rock, just walking along towards the town or whatever. I'm not sure if this is exactly the opening, but this is pretty early on. And there are like 3 others, oh, I think it's 2 others, that also have magic rocks, and they're just walking all in the same direction to town. They then realize that they're all basically there for the same purpose, so Jack just turns around and just like, we are all here with a purpose. From this day on, we are going to, you know, be a team, and holds out the rock, and they all do like the buddy like fist bump thing. I'm just like, you just met these 2 random people, and now you've got like this buddy system going on in like a second flat. Like,
that really does read like a teenager's fanfic.
yeah.
Ugh. It's like,
But
geez,
yeah,
man, at least
we-
have a meet in a tavern first.
Yeah, that's right. I think the words are like, we are gathered here to fight chaos.
Ah, yes, I forgot. That is the whole point. Killing chaos.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And then you have Tiny Tina's Wonderland, which people are saying is probably the best Borderlands game, because it doesn't have a. It's not trying to capture the magic of Borderlands 2. It's just letting it have a fun storyline with a fun character, and you get to create your own character. And of course,
Nice.
the magic spell system is really awesome.
Here we are again. It seems as if there's nothing you can't find. I'm always thanking you, but thanks again, there's simply no doubting your abilities. And I heard from Wanda how you reassured her, telling her your teammates and all. She's even started calling you her savior. Oh no.
I'm out!
It really means a lot to her to be accepted by someone like you, and as her big brother, I appreciate you keeping her safe too, of course. I know that she can be a real scatterbrain, so I'm glad she's got you looking out for her. And I might as well just walk back in and see how she...
Yeah.
Just did it. Did it. Really? I was gone for 10 seconds!
Yeah.
Now here's the girl I was hoping for. Wanda's constant savior, Liberty. I'm afraid the day has finally come. This time Wanda couldn't even find her way back from the Obsidian Fieldlands right on our own doorstep. It's practically our own backyard, right? She should know her way around, so I'm worried that something happened to her. I'd really appreciate some help from you and that Ursaluna. Use the scent from Wanda's raggedy old kerchief and search her out for me. Wanda has to be somewhere out there in the Obsidian Fieldlands. Find her for me, please.
Just like, put a leash on her.
Or one of those, like, freaking, like, bells that they put on cats.
Yeah. No, from what I understand, that bell is supposed to be more for just like, oh, the cat can't sneak up on birds.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I'm definitely one of those people that believes, and I've probably said this before, that yeah, cats should be indoor animals.
I mean, that is what they're really adapted for by this point.
Yeah.
Okay, let's break out the sniffer.
I've heard too many horror stories of like, especially around Halloween, where people just like kidnap black cats just so that way they can have them hanging around their home for Halloween.
Ugh. That ain't right. That's a living creature.
Yeah.
Hi.
Been a while.
How could I be so careless?
No, you're never really good bandits in the first place.
Yeah. I didn't think the day would come when I would be caught with my guard down. Now you face the eldest of the misfortunes. This unlucky charm will ensure you fall in battle.
Oh no.
Well, what do you got? Alright, on. Oh no. Whatever shall I do? All I have is Satan. And... boop. I mean, that's actually super effective attack, so good choice. Yeah. Oh, come on! And not a phase. And we'll get this later. Now,
I mean, to be fair, Gengar is really OP.
true. Still, you'd hope that, like, the frickin' something like Giratina would be overpowered. Yeah. Alright, what's it? Take him down with your bitter malice alone.
Yes, frickin' what's its curmudgeonly attitude is stronger than the god of death itself.
Yeah. Quite formidable, aren't you? But this was only a test. Now I know more about how you fight and won't hold back next time. Yeah, sure, because you were holding back. But yeah, consider the whole thing of, like, Alolan... Not Alolan. Hisuian Zoroark is, a ghost. God, I almost like to imagine that is kind of really how it is. It's like, yeah. She was so... It was so surly that when death came to take her, she just blew him off with her attitude. It's like, listen, what's it? You have faced so much hardship throughout your life, but it is now time for you to go. You are free, bereft of all pain and... Ow! 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 What the hell, lady? Not yet. I need to at least kill the fuckers that tried to kill me.
I'm too stubborn to die.
Oh, she's found Friend Mushroom. Everything is okay. Eee! Help! Oh, please, I don't want to sprout mushrooms. Why not, Wanda? It feels nice to sprout the mushrooms. Oh, wait, these are not friend mushrooms. They are enemy mushrooms.
Man, they're level 50.
Yeah. No, okay, it is all three of them at once. All right.
Yeah, it surprises me, like, thinking about it, the only other Paris and Parasect-like Pokemon we got was, Dweeble and, can't remember the name of its evolution.
Crustle?
Crustle, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, I guess like in terms of like they go from the little bit of coverage of something to the great deal of a thing, and they are that kind of I think they were based on a cicada nymph. Was that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I guess I mean, Dwebble and Crystal I think are kind of more hermit crab. But, yeah.
Yeah. But I was thinking more like the actual structure of like a bug.
Right. Thank you. I swear I'd never survive here in Hisui without you as a teammate. Yep. I came to patrol because I know some of the villagers come out here to hunt for mushrooms. While keeping an eye out for them, I ended up hunting around a bit myself for some finds. But the mushrooms ended up hunting me. I guess my brother is probably a mess worrying about me again, huh? But you're so good at battling. Probably even better suited to the security corps than I am. Okay. Is that a dude I want to talk to? Your tutorial. Okay. Getting away from line of sight.
So how many Pokemon are you missing? Okay, you've got 178 caught. I mean, 73 caught. Yeah.
It's 210 is the total?
Yeah.
Alright. So... not quite fully filled the decks, but... yeah.
I believe
Getting up
it's
there.
around 243. So you got some work ahead of you.
Yeah. Also, god damn that with its disheveled white fur, it looks like an embodiment of death. Heedless of its own safety, Zoroark attacks its nemesis with a bitter energy so intense it lacerates Zoroark's own body. God damn. That is a fuck-pissed fox.
Yeah. guess that means there's one more area for her to get lost in, and that would be the Alabaster.
Icelands. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should figure that'll probably be my last act for this night at least. Hey Zeke. Thank you for saving Wanda yet again. I'm so glad we've got the survey corps to rely on. I was chilled to my marrow when I heard my sister was caught up in a Pokemon attack this time. If only she could just get herself assigned to patrolling the village for a while. Nice and safe. I'm sure she would find some way to get into trouble still. Alright.
It's like, now I'm going to leave here for a couple of minutes, gonna grab some mochi, and I'm gonna come back. She better be here when I get back.
Zeke.
You had one job!
Wanda snuck out of the village without telling me and she hasn't come back. I heard she was all bundled up against the cold too, so I've got the sneaking suspicions she went to the Alabaster Islands. Whatever sent her out there, it doesn't seem like it was an assignment from the security corps. But what else could make her want to go to such a dangerous place alone? I really need some help again from you and that Ursaluna. Use the scent from the scraps of Wanda's old kerchief and search her out for me. And this time I'll go look for her myself as well. No, don't, please, no. I don't want to have to look for two of you. I can't just stand by and rely on you every time. I'm her big brother. I can't let her down now. Wait for me, Wanda. I'll save you this time. Wait, what? Oh, my savior, I was looking for you, you know. Why are you here? What? My brother went to the Alabaster Islands? Zeke? That brother? The one who's refused to set foot outside the village since he got attacked by some shinks and got totally traumatized? We've got to go find him at once. Please, Savior, you've got to help me one more time.
What a twist!
Yeah. I'm not going to let being called a savior get to my head. Alright, Champion of Sinnoh out on the loose. I mean, I'll give her brother props at least for getting the courage to go out into the frozen wastes and try to find find his sister.
Yeah. You never got the other camp.
So I thought yeah, I did set up over here. Or was there a third one?
Oh, right there, yeah, there it is. I didn't notice it. Yeah. I thought that was just water because it's the same color.
Yeah, it is blue.
And I know there's like a spring near there.
Alright, what do you see, boy?
How imprecise it is.
Yeah. It's like, it's a somewhat decent hot or cold thing, but not quite.
Yeah.
I didn't want it. What? Oh my god. Alright, now I'll go through the process of finding where the frig she's at. Where he's at. Right, I forget. It's her brother. And let's just charge forward a bit.
Yeah.
Hmm?
You know, you could also find the last of the forces of nature. Well, yeah, you could find the next force of nature as well.
It is true. I think I'll do that next time.
It's tiny.
Yeah.
I mean, you've already got that one, but
I mean, I might as well go for it, but yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
it's just freaking there.
which means that there's like a thing you can do where you save, reload, and it might spawn. Like if you, I'm not saying reload. If I think it's you change the time of day, and it might respawn as whatever takes that slot. Because they found out that it's like the shiny Pokemon takes up like an ID slot or a spawn slot, but that doesn't change during the time of day change.
Interesting.
There he is.
Oh my god, how did you... I'm working! Do you mind? Here. Jeez, you freaking got a range on that. Oh, you! Can you and Sneasler get me back up there? Oh, what is it? Here it comes again! I mean, fuck, that is terrifying.
Yeah. Not as terrifying as its female counterpart.
I mean, at least with the female counterpart, I feel like she would just freeze me. With Glalie, I feel like with those teeth, it would tear my freaking feet off or something.
Yeah.
God damn, that's a tough Glalie. Can I catch you? Yeah, let's go for it. try sporing it.
Put it. Disable it, then capture it.
Yee. Oh, goodness me. Thank you for saving me from that complete and utter disaster. But it's no good. I still haven't found Wanda. Yeah, about that. Did you save my brother and my trusty savior?
Oh god.
Wait, you mean Wanda was fine all along? Oh. Oh, good. Now I can pass out in relief. I'm sorry I made you worry. Never mind that. What were you thinking going to a place like the Icelands without telling me? Well, the fact is I came here for this. I mean, I've already got a bunch of these, but I guess the thought counts. I came to find that stone so I could give it to you, my savior. I was told it was pretty rare, so I thought maybe it could help you with your survey work. Oh, don't give me that sad look, Zeke. Of course I've got one for you, too. I really owe you both so much. My savior. And the one who always is sending her after me. I'm going to keep working hard to become a great Security Corps member to pay you two back for everything you've done for me. Come on, bro. Let's head back home. I've gotten really strong with all my adventures. I'm sure I can get you back to the village safe.
Now, neither of you leave the village again.
Yes. I'm really glad to hear you think so, Wanda, but the village is that way. I knew that. I think Wanda's still going to need you to look after her for a little while yet. Or more like a long while. A real long
Her
while.
nose passed.
Yes. Oh, they give you a peep block for matching up with Ursaluna. That's nice.
I guess that's a good way of getting without instead of having to try and grind it out.
Mm-hmm. What's it? Get rid of this fool. With pleasure. Okay, so I didn't... Okay, so I guess self-destruct does nothing if it has no effect, okay.
It's normal.
No, but I mean, like, I would have thought
yeah,
that
yeah.
using self-destruct should have had it
Right, yeah.
kill itself, yeah.
And you know, now I want there to be another regional form of Zoroark that is like very dark.
Mm-hmm.
And just be like cotton candy looking freaking hair fur and like a super super playful attitude.
It would be an interesting and welcome change after how otherwise it seems to either be a bitter personification of death or just a straight up trickster. I mean,
Yeah.
still being obviously it would still be a trickster, but like, it's a trickster who seems to be having fun.
Yeah.
God, I'm just imagining it would have a tract or its own special super effective version of a tract called Touch Fluffy Tail. Ugh. Yeah, that'll be the end of that stream imaging. And thanks again for hanging out for that, and hopefully whoever watches this after the fact will have fun with that.